This is Morten from INKISH TV. We are here back at CERM's booth because they have all these wonderful panel debates where you can learn from real customers. And here we have Marco, IT Manager from Eshuis. And you just taught me that Eshuis is an old family name, right?
Yes. It's a company more than 130 years old. And it's all started with the paper, newspaper printing.
Really?
Yes, and after that they went to labels for millers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I heard in your presentation that 160 employees is quite a lot of people to handle, right?
Yeah, 160, 165. Yeah, we grow the last few years a lot. Yeah.
So being in the label industry and at the same time experience this growth, do you also see that part of the growth is more and more jobs, shorter and shorter print runs, and therefore it could be a challenge to manage the production?
Yeah, really. Smaller jobs, smaller quantity, a lot of jobs, because our customers want also just-in-time their labels, because ingredients are changing or something like that. So yeah, we are facing a lot of jobs, a lot of lines on the print board these days.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean just 10, 15 years ago where we didn't have digital as we have today, then most jobs were much longer, right? Yep. And also the delivery time was way longer, right?
Yes, really. It was, and introducing, we are having now 5 HP presses, and also the V12 as a beta in the Netherlands. Yeah, you see that it's very growing business. Digital is the future. We can imagine variable data printing is the future. So we can do a lot of nice stuff, and that's why the amount of orders is decreasing.
When I look at also the label industry and also commercial print industry, it seems that there's like the printing companies that stick to analog, then there are the companies that go entirely digital, and then there are the companies that have a little crossover of both. Have you gone entirely digital?
No, we also have one offset press, 2 flexographic presses, 3 in the meantime, because we also have customers with one big order. So then digital printing is not a good way to go. So we can face both type of customers.
And you see a trend towards digital, or is it still like a mix, an almost even mix? Or
it's still a mix. Digital is also increasing by speed. The V12 is
we see that here on LabelExpo, right?
But on the other side, the setup times mainly the flexo presses are also decreasing in time. So it will always be a battle between those kind of printing techniques.
I don't know if you saw that, but there was also here at CERM booth in the morning, there was a presentation from a British company where they had like the ADG was basically like automatically set up and almost operator free, because I take that, as you say, the setup time is now something where you cannot make one label because the setup time is too much, basically, right?
Setup time is very big value to make the process better. So you have to reduce setup time. That's very important.
You work with CERM, and what you were talking about here at CERM panel debate here was about the optimization and planning tool that you're using for them. I mean, does it mean that when you get all the jobs into your MIS system, the CERM system, does it automatically plan according to delivery time, what machines are available, and all these kind of things? Or?
Yeah, a lot of constraints.
It's a rule-based, basically.
So delivery time is very important, of course. But sometimes efficiency is also important. You have to reduce costs. So there's always a big battle between those 2 outcomes. What is better for the company? Waste reduction is also in this time very important. So we are always balancing between both worlds.
And when you have the planning tool, do you do the planning for both your analog and digital in the same kind of environment?
Yes, because the digital presses and the analog presses have the same finishing machines. So you cannot separate them.
No. Okay. And I was just wondering, because if you have like this the CERM and how it's optimized. One of the things you spoke about was also that in a 24 hours period, you actually plan for having small holes in between, because sometimes you get very urgent jobs that you need to put in between. But when you get to very close to that time gap, can you then shift all the jobs so they still utilize the machine as much as possible?
Yeah, we are trying to do that.
Yeah.
We always have rush orders. We always have illness.
Yeah.
We always, too often, broken presses.
Yeah.
So mainly the production planner should be very flexible.
Yeah.
And the frozen period is 1-2 days.
Yeah.
You try to keep it as frozen as possible, but
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. One of the things that I hear a lot of different places, also IoT, about how you have Internet of Things and you have scheduled maintenance. All the maintenance part of that, is that also part of the planning? So you know exactly when you have a planned downtime for service?
Yes. It's in the planning.
Yeah.
So we know when there is a maintenance.
Yeah.
The presses are smarter these days too. The presses also say we need maintenance, so the scheduler can, or the production planner can create a hole in the planning. So the scheduler, the optimizer, will take that in advance. Yeah.
I understand also from your presentation that with the number of jobs you have, imagining that without a product like CERM would be almost impossible, right? I mean, if you didn't have CERM, it would be almost impossible with the number of jobs you have, right?
Oh no. 40,000 production jobs a year, 1,600 lines on the pen board, 3 printing techniques, more. I think 15 product groups. It's not for a human to take that all in account. We have very good planners, but the optimizer will help reduce their time with hours, so they can do other things.
Yeah, and of course that also means that whatever you do from a sales perspective when you are in a growth period, basically means that with that level of automation also in the planning, you can easily see where your bottlenecks are and how you should invest your way out of it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Put it in an optimizer, the optimizer makes a schedule and you see, oh, that digital press or maybe that finishing machine is always the bottleneck.
Yeah.
So you know, the management know what to do.
Yeah, fantastic. That must be nice, right? Yep. Fantastic. Thank you, Marco.
Okay,
Good
you're
to
welcome.
talk to you.